Hello, my name is Alicia. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk skincare. I am super passionate about skincare and skincare ingredients. And so I'm going to give you guys some tips and then talk about what I think are the 4 kind of biggest, most important ingredients to have in your skincare routine. Absolutely just my opinion. Please don't come after me if you think you disagree. But I would love to hear, like, if you have certain skincare ingredients you love, I would love to hear your, like, top 2 or 3 skincare ingredients. First of all, we're going to do tips, and then we're going to get into what I think the top 4 ingredients are. First of all, price does not guarantee that it's going to work well. So you can buy a $100 cream, and it does not work for your face. So that's just kind of the rule of the dice. I have cheaper products that my skin loves. I have expensive products my skin loves. And sadly, price does not dictate that it's going to work for your skin. Number 2, with skincare, consistency matters. So if you do something one time, you may not reap the benefit. So a lot of skincare is consistency. You need to have a routine. And I will say, number 1, I am bad about that. Like with retinol, I just do not apply it consistently. And so consistency is key if you want to see results. Number 3, you really need to learn your skin. And this is trial and error. I didn't hardly even use skincare before 5 years ago. I knew really nothing of my skin. So it's really trial and error. You kind of have to learn what your skin needs at this point. I kind of have normal to slightly dry skin, but it is sensitive. So it'll turn red if it doesn't like what's going on. After you kind of learn your skin, what's your skin type, what have you, then you need to pick the areas you want to target. And that's where you want to choose your ingredients. So I want to minimize redness. So that's my kind of like, I like calming ingredients. At this point, I'm in my mid-40s. Am I expecting to look like I'm 20 again? No. Am I expecting to never look 80? Absolutely not. At this point for me, skincare really is self-care. My morning routine and my evening routine, I just feel, I don't know, it's like 5 minutes to myself where I don't know, like I'm in my moment and it just, I don't know, it sets the day, sets the evening. I don't know, it's a hobby. I don't even know I'm not using words correctly, but for me, it's just part of who I am and I'm doing it for me. At the same time, for me at this point, I want to use ingredients that are going to help my skin look its best for the longest it can. Again, I'm never expecting not to age, not to have a wrinkle, and I definitely don't think I'm going to dial back the clock. But I want to use ingredients that are helping me look my best for as long as possible. Also, I feel like a key step is to exfoliate. Because if you're not exfoliating, you cannot expect the products to seep in and actually do their job. And so I feel like there's a lot of like disagreement in the exfoliation industry. At this point, like physical exfoliants are pretty much out. Like you shouldn't be using gritty paste. Like a lot of people are like, that's out. A lot of people are more like, you need to use the chemical, like glycolic acid, lactic acid. I can't really do that because it turns my face red. And so I had to cut it open because it, like, you can't get any out. And so it's on its last leg. But my exfoliation of choice is BioClarity. Again, I have the top cut off because I need to use the last little bit. But it is a clay mask that dries super hard. And it draws out the impurities. It exfoliates. My skin looks better after this. I've used this for, I would say, 4 to 5 years. It's been a constant repurchase. I get it on Amazon for, I think, 25 bucks. So that's how I exfoliate. I use, which I don't know whether a clay mask, I guess, counts as physical, but it's not like the hard scrub. I can't use scrubs on a regular basis because they also turn me red. I do feel like I did have a scrub by Yensa that I really liked. So I feel like this is where you have to know your skin. I think some people also exfoliate too often. But anyway, I do feel like you have to have, I exfoliate if I'm being consistent, once a week. I try to, like, every Sunday I use the clay mask. If you don't have sensitive skin, you might be able to do it more, but I feel like you need to exfoliate to get the benefit of the skincare that you're putting on your skin. All right, so let's get into what I think are the 4 top ingredients. Are there a gazillion other good ingredients? Absolutely. I don't know. I think it was like 2 years ago, a year ago, I did a whole skincare ingredient list. If I can find it, I'll link it below, but I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to scroll through. But I did like a deep dive of, I would say, 20 or more skincare ingredients. But anyway, number 1 for me is ceramides. I want to see ceramides on the list somewhere. Does every product in my skincare routine have ceramides? Absolutely not. But I want a couple products to hit the ceramide category. And I also follow like some dermatologists online, and pretty much that seems to be their number 1 too. Basically, it's going to protect your moisture barrier and kind of keep the external like aggressors away. It improves the health of your skin cells, and it's going to help anti-aging because it's locking in the moisture. It's going to help kind of like keep your skin where it's at. And so ceramides are really big for me. And my number 1 evening cream is Dr. Jart's Ceramidin. Not only on your ingredients do you want to see them, you want to see them higher up on the list. The higher up on the list, the more potent it's going to be. And this one has, I think, 5 ceramides about midway through. So I love this. This is pricey. I think this is $45. I've been lucky enough to get it on Ipsy, and so I've stocked up on this. But I use this every night. It is a thicker cream. My skin looks better in the morning. So ceramides, my number 1 ingredient. I also love this by Beekman 1802 ceramide drops. This also has tons of good ingredients besides ceramides. So ceramides, I love them. My number 2 ingredient that I want to see in a product are peptides. And again, both of these are improving your elasticity, helping collagen production, reduce wrinkles. So, can you drastically improve collagen, etc.? I think the jury's still out on that, but you can keep what you have. And so, again, I'm not trying to look 20, and I know that I'm like someday going to look 80, and that is totally fine. I'm just trying to keep my skin the healthiest for longest. So I want to see those 2 ingredients. I'm tickled pink when I see those in there. And again, there are some cheaper options. So I love the Good Molecules Super Peptide Serum, $12. This has been a holy grail. I really like it. I just picked this up. I think it was $16. Inky List Collagen Peptide Serum. This has peptides and a couple other really nice things. It's kind of a thinner serum. I have been really liking this, so I've been using this actually in place of this. But I love to see peptides, and I think this has both. I'm pretty sure Skin Fix. I used to use this. I've kept this around because you can do a refill for cheaper, and so I need to get a refill. But I really like this, but it's pricier. So ceramides and peptides are my first and second top 2 ingredients, because I just want to preserve what I have. I want to keep my skin looking as nice as I can for as long as I can. And if you didn't know, when you go to Ulta or Sephora or a lot of websites, you can type in ceramides and it'll bring up a list. Actually, I did that on Ulta the other day, and I have some cheaper products that I'm really wanting to get. They're not available in stores, so you have to order them online. But one was, I think, $24, and it has ceramides and peptides plus other good ingredients. So you don't have to get stuck at the $50, $60 price range. All right, these next 2 ingredients sadly don't necessarily jive with my skin, but if you're ever watching any dermatologist, I feel like they're always talking retinol and vitamin C. And this is where I'm not consistent. So this is my preferred retinol, Neutrogena. This is not a strong, powerful retinol at all necessarily, but I have sensitive skin. So if I get a super strong retinol, it turns my face red. This even slightly stings, but my skin generally looks better the next day when I use a retinol. So retinol, I mean, you'll hear it all day long. Retinol is probably some people's number one ingredient. I just have sensitive skin, and so you have to be careful. But retinol is a vitamin A that helps anti-aging. It helps make new skin cells. It helps skins look smoother. It can help with acne. So this is kind of like, retinol is kind of one of the things that can kind of dial back your skin a little bit, make it look a little bit younger. I just can't use this every day. My goal would be twice a week, but I'm going to be honest, I don't keep a routine. So because I don't keep a routine, I'm not sure the retinol is even coming close to its full benefits. You really have to be consistent, and I'm not. Vitamin C, I don't normally use because my skin is so picky. If I find a vitamin C I like, my skin instantly looks brighter, but it makes my skin red. It helps with hyperpigmentation. It can help with wrinkles. It helps brighten. It also says online that it can help collagen. I believe that this has like citric acid on the very bottom scale. So far, this hasn't made my skin red, but I've noticed if I do use something with vitamin C every single day, my skin gets red. So those are my top 4. Ceramides and peptides, retinol, and vitamin C. Sadly, the bottom 2, I personally just can't or don't use much of because it makes my skin red. And then I threw in a sort of 5th ingredient just for fun. And I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Allantoin, Allantoin. And I really like seeing that in a ingredient list. It helps soothe the skin, it helps reduce redness, and it helps the moisture suck in and stay there. And so I love seeing that in an ingredient list. Are these the only ingredients I care about? No. Are they in every single product I use? No. Redness is one of my big things. So I love like this calming day lotion, which doesn't have any of those 4 things as far as I know. It might somehow have snuck in, but this has a lot of calming things, oats and aloe, etc. So is my skincare routine full of just those 4 things? No. There are many, many other ingredients that I like to see on products, but I really feel like those are the big, heavy hitters. And I don't really think you need an expensive cream like Charlotte Tilbury. This is really expensive. It was a splurge with my YouTube paycheck. It does technically have peptides, but they're super, I think they're the last ingredient. For whatever reason, my skin does like this and responds well. But this, for example, is cheaper, and I don't think you get any more product. But like this, you get more bang for your buck. It's cheaper, I would think, by close to $15 to $20. You're getting ceramides and peptides. I feel like the ingredient list is a bigger or like a heavy hittier thing. So you don't need to get bougie and expensive. I think sometimes, again, price doesn't always matter. I really like this moisturizer, the Belif Aqua Cream. And again, there's no ceramides, no peptides. My skin likes it. So my goal isn't always to have like every single thing be ceramide, but I want one of my big products, like this is my nighttime moisturizer, to have that. I want some of my serums to have peptides. So you kind of want a well-rounded routine that like does a bunch of things, but I really have noticed a difference. I've had compliments on my skin back when I started my skincare. So I think it does make a difference that's noticeable. The other thing that gets a lot of kind of like proven dermatologists recommend is red light therapy. I bought a mask, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, and I hardly use it once a year. I wish I would have maybe splurged a little bit more and bought a nicer one. This was just like, I think it was like 150 bucks on Amazon, which is still pricey. But it hurts. Like, it's big and clunky, and it has these, like, I don't know, kind of like pins. They don't, like, they have a flat part on them, but it just hurts. That helps with anti-aging, with redness, with acne. But again, you have to be consistent, and I'm not. So that's kind of my skincare, I guess, big sister advice. Again, I would love to hear any of your top ingredients and what you think of mine. But anyway, that's my little skincare advice for the day. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.